America leads the globe in industry and services. Every year, millions of dollars flow through our economy, enriching our lives and giving us the greatest standard of living in the world. And at the heart of this economy is a management structure that oils the great gears of commerce. Let's look at several things necessary for that structure to succeed. First is planning. Planning is a systematic process involving establishing goals and developing strategies to achieve them. Management theorists, like Henry Fayol, emphasize that effective planning requires forecasting future conditions and aligning resources accordingly. Planning is a top-down process where senior managers set objectives and devise detailed plans to achieve them, often focusing on long-term goals and strategic direction. Remember, the might have been doesn't plan to fail, they fail to plan. Second is organization. Organization involves structuring a business to ensure efficient use of resources and smooth workflow. Well-defined roles and responsibilities create a clear hierarchy, established along formal lines of authority. These fellows know that formalized processes and procedures are essential to the well-being of everybody. Do you know your responsibilities and who to report to? Next, the foundation of good management is good leadership. It's making the right call at the right time, every time. Employees are often unmotivated and need strict supervision. High standards of performance need to be set, and corrective actions need to be taken when deviations occur. Bob here might be a swell fellow. He tries too hard to be his employee's friend, and he lets the slackers get away with loafing around. He'll learn someday to take a firm hand and be a stronger leader. Are you a firm leader with a strong hand, or are you a pushover like Bob? Finally, coordination is essential to ensuring that the various parts of an organization work together seamlessly. Different departments and functions need to be aligned to avoid conflicts and costly duplication of effort. Remember that the company's formal procedures and communication channels are there to facilitate cooperation and integration across the entire organization. Also remember, if communications and coordination become a challenge, it's always a swell time to call a meeting. You can never have too many meetings. America is on track to being the greatest country in the world, and it's due to the hard work and diligence of American industry. At the heart of industry are men like you, strong, capable managers. Remember, the company needs you, and you can always rest when you're dead.
This week's game is Management. Its designer was Charles S. Roberts, and it was published by the Avalon Hill Game Company in 1960. It's played between 2 and 4 players, and each player assumes the role of a president of a manufacturing corporation. Each corporation begins the game with $10,000 in their treasury, 2 standard factories, which are placed on the factory track, 4 raw materials, or RMUs, which are placed on the raw material unit track, and 2 finished inventory units, or FIUs, which are placed on the finished inventory track. The remaining cash and spare counters are held by one player, who's the bank. The situation cards are then shuffled, and they're placed in the middle of the board. And one situation card will be turned over every turn to indicate that turn's number of raw materials available, the minimum bid for the raw materials, potential markets for finished inventory, and the maximum market value of any finished inventory. And after 12 turns, these situation cards are reshuffled. So basically, you play one of these per month. Now, record sheets are also provided for each president, and they're used to account for all transactions, as well as to make notes regarding competitors' transactions. And on the computer, I use spreadsheets for this, which makes the game very easy. Now, the president of the North Corporation, and East if North isn't in business, becomes the senior president during the first month. And the senior president title determines the successful bidder in cases of a tie, and it's passed on to the player to the left at the beginning of the next month of play, and so on. Now, there are 6 phases each month, as indicated on the running record sheet. In the first phase, each corporation has to pay all fixed expenses in cash. In the second phase, you purchase raw materials. In the third phase, you convert raw materials to finished inventory. On the fourth phase, you sell finished inventory. On the fifth phase, you make or repay loans. And on the sixth phase, you make desired capital improvements. Now let's go to more detail on each phase. Now, the fixed expense phase occurs before you turn over a situation card, and each corporation has to pay the bank a certain amount of money. They pay $1,000 for each standard factory, $1,500 for each automated factory, $300 for storage for each raw material unit, and $500 for storage for each finished inventory unit. For example, in January, when each corporation begins with the same number of factories and units, play opens with each player paying the fixed expenses as follows. $1,000 for the 2 finished inventory units, $1,200 for the 4 raw material units, and $2,000 for the 2 standard factories. And this would equal a total of $4,200 total paid to the bank on the first turn. In the second phase, the players purchase raw materials, and the situation card for the month is turned over, and the number of raw material units available as well as the minimum bid price is indicated. Each player then makes a bid, secretly writing the number of units and the price per unit on their running record sheet, and all bids have to be in multiples of $50. Now, a president can also pass on bidding if they wish, and for example, when they feel that the price of the raw materials is too expensive. Now, once the bids are written down, all of the players show their bid, and the player with the highest bid price has the first opportunity to buy units, purchasing the number of units they bid at the price that they bid. The remaining available units then go to the next highest bidder and so forth until all available units are sold. Now, if there are more units for sale than there are offers to buy, the bank simply retains the unsold units. Now, should a player inadvertently bid below the minimum, they forfeit that amount of money for that bid. And tied bids are resolved in favor of the senior president for that month. If the senior president is not involved in a tie bid, the ties are resolved in favor of the tie bidders seated closest to the senior president in a clockwise rotation. Now, should there be a shortage of counters in the bank, then the raw materials unit situation of the bank overrules the situation card. For instance, if the situation card shows 6 RMUs available, but there's only 4 left in the bank, then only 4 can be bid on. In the next phase, you crank up your factories and you begin to produce units. Now, each player secretly decides on the number of raw materials that they will process into finished inventory for the month, and they can convert these materials up to the capacity of their factories on a 1-to-1 ratio. Thus, one factory could convert 1 raw material unit to 1 finished inventory unit, and there's a production cost of $2,000 for each of these conversions. Now, if a player has an automated factory, they can convert 2 raw material units to 2 finished inventory units at a production cost of $3,000. And production is never mandatory. The players don't have to use their full production capacity if they don't want to or can't afford to. In the next phase, players will put their finished inventory on the market. Now, to sell inventory, the situation card is again referred to, and finished inventory is sold to the bank, and the situation card indicates the maximum number of units and the maximum price that the bank will pay. As with bidding on raw materials, each player secretly indicates the number of units they wish to sell and the price that they wish to charge for them. And the player with the lowest sale price gets to sell the units that they have indicated first, followed by the next lowest price, and so on. Now, note that the situation card may indicate the sale of more total units than the players have in their inventory. And in such a situation, a seller's market exists, and all the players are free to sell their finished inventory at the maximum market value listed on that situation card. Conversely, if the market potential is limited to less inventory units than the players own, a player will have to underbid the price of other players to make the sale. And sales can't be withdrawn once a price is written down and made to the bank. If a player lists a sales price higher than the maximum sales price, they simply forfeit the indicated units. Now, during the loan phase, presidents can borrow money from the bank, pay interest on loans, or repay loans. And loans can be obtained up to the limit of half of the value of their factory units. For example, $2,500 for a standard factory and $5,000 for an automated factory. Now, all loans in this game are 12-month loans, and they can't be paid off earlier. However, a player does pay interest of 0.5% on the loan monthly, which must be rounded to the nearest $50. Now, I've kind of simplified this in my spreadsheet, and I take it to the nearest dollar. Now, a player can borrow money during other phases of the game, ostensibly to cover emergencies. However, these loans incur a 1% rate of interest per month, and records of such loans have to be kept separately. Also note that players can't make loans to each other. The final phase of each turn is the capital improvement phase. And during the capital improvement phase, players can order new factories or receive factories that they've ordered in previous turns. It costs $5,000 and takes 5 complete months for an ordered standard factory to be built and put into production. Thus, a factory ordered in January would be finished and ready to operate in June. Now, it costs $10,000 and takes 7 months for an automated factory to be ready for production. Thus, a factory ordered in January would be ready to operate in August. Now, standard factories can be converted to automated factories. However, this process costs $7,000, and it takes 9 months from ordering to operation. The advantage to converted factories, however, is that they can function normally as standard factories during the conversion process. However, they would still incur standard factory fixed expenses. Now, one half of the cost of the factory has to be paid when it's ordered, while the other half is due on the month the factory is completed and operating. And fixed expenses are only due starting on the first month of the factory's operation. Now, players can also sell or auction off factories to other players if they need capital. However, note that players are always limited to 6 total factories. Now, when a player has insufficient cash on hand to pay their debt in full to the bank when it's due, and they've already borrowed to the full extent of their credit, then that player simply goes bankrupt and they're out of the game. Bankruptcy occurs immediately upon failure of a player to meet their obligations, and not necessarily at the end of the month. Now, another president can't buy out a bankrupt president, and the bank seizes all the assets of the bankrupt player. Now, if a player has enough money to finish a month, but not enough to make fixed expenses the next month, they can sell finished inventory during the last phase of the first month. This game has fairly flexible victory conditions. Basically, players agree beforehand whether the game is to end after a predetermined number of game turns or by elimination. And if you set a time limit on the game, the player with the greatest net worth, as revealed by the final audit, is the winner. And in an elimination game, play continues until all players but one, the winner, are eliminated by reason of bankruptcy. And then in the game I'll show today, I'll run the companies for 2 years, and the player with the greatest amount of money will be the winner. Now, when determining victory, there's 4 components to a player's assets. There's cash on hand, there's factories, there's raw materials, and there's finished inventory. Now, you use a production price to determine factory's worth. That's $5,000 for a standard and $10,000 for an automatic. And then you use the unit price on the last turn situation card for raw materials and finished products. You then total all the assets and you subtract all the loans to get a total net worth. This is Management, the old Avalon Hill game. And we're going to be playing that today. I'm going to be playing for 2 years or until only one player's standing. So we'll go either way. Usually it goes to one player standing because it's easy to go bankrupt in this game. In some ways, this is a lot like Age of Steam, if you've ever played that, where you've, particularly early in the game, you can go broke really fast. So I've got the board set up here. We'll start with North as our first president, with South in the next position, and then West. So we'll be going around the board clockwise. And I've set up spreadsheets for all this because this game is played pretty heavily on the spreadsheets. Now, I can understand if you don't like spreadsheets or you don't think spreadsheets are all that interesting, then you're probably not going to think this video is too interesting. So you can bear with me. I'm okay with it. I think it's fine. And the spreadsheets certainly make the game run a lot faster than sitting here having me mumble out numbers the whole time. I've made the copy of the spreadsheet. Originally, this came from Vassal, and I basically downloaded it, changed it over to OpenOffice because I don't have Excel on this computer, and made a few adjustments. So this is pretty quick and dirty. I hammered this out fast. So if you see any errors on it, let me know down below what needs to be fixed, because there may be a few that I missed, because like I say, I hammered this out through pretty quickly. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. You begin the game having to pay for all your stuff. So we've got 2 finished inventory, 2 factory sites, and 4 raw materials for each player. And those have to be accounted for. So we'll say 4 raw materials, 2 factories, and those are regular factories, and 2 finished goods, for a total of $4,200. Basically, right out of the gate, you've lost $4,200. We'll do the same for South, 4, 2, and 2. And then West, 4, 2, and 2. Okay, there we go. And then let's just go ahead and have the opening salvo, as it were. We'll run a situation card, and first of all, we check the special situation. Local government levies a one-time extra tax of $500 on each factory, regardless of type, owned by the senior president. Pay the bank at once, even if bankruptcy results. It sounds like Monopoly on this. So basically, North is the senior president, so they have to pay $500. So I said capital sold down here. We'll just say minus 500. Does that work? Yep, that works. Okay. I just use that as a catch-all. Okay, so North gets to go first, and raw materials are selling at 500, And there are 6 available, so pretty available right off the bat, but it's going to be, you're not going to want to be spending a lot on them. So I'm going to say North is going to bid at 1, and they're going to bid 500. They're not going to bid much beyond that because they don't have the cash to. We'll go to South, and South's going to just stay out of the bidding right now. They're not going to spend any money. And then West, same thing. I'm going to bid 1, and I'm going to bid at 500 too, because again, we realize that there's more raw materials available than the players are probably going to need, unless somebody really wanted to just blow a lot of money on it, which, okay. Now, the bid's going to be tied between North and West. So North gets first dibs. Not going to matter in this case. They're going to spend 500, and West is going to do the same thing. But if there were a more limited number of units available, North would be able to pick those units up first because they're the senior president. Okay, now we go to production. North's going to go with 2 goods. Oh, let me do something here before that. Let me give North and West. Most likely, that's the most likely mistake I'll make in this video, is not forgetting to put the units down. So, okay, North is going to produce 2 units. South is going to produce 1 unit. And West is going to try to produce 2 units. Not try, but they will. Okay, so 2, 1, and 2. So we'll say North with 2. Down here, South with 1, and West with 2. Okay. So the factories have cranked up. They've done their thing. Go back to North and make sales. What's our sales? We're selling at, there's 6 units that we can sell, and it's at $5,500 per unit. That's the maximum market value. I think we'll start West, or North is going to start with 3 at 5,000. And 5,000. Okay. West is going to start with 3 at, we'll say 3 at 5, or 4 at 5,000. And again, these would all be done secretly. And South is going to start with, how much does South have? 3 at 4,500. Okay. Is that everybody? I want to make sure everybody's still solvent. Yeah, they are, but it's going to be close. And yeah, okay. Now, lowest bid for selling, lowest selling price was 4,500, so they get to sell 3 units. Okay, so 3 units have been sold by South at 4,500. We can delete that. Okay, who has the next higher? And that leaves us 3 units left. North was asking 5,000 for 3. And West was asking, was asking 5,000 for 4. So North, because they're senior president and these are tied bids, gets the next bid, which is going to be 3. And poor West is left out in the cold because they were able, all the units that could be sold are sold. So they're down to $1,300. North is at 15.8, and South made out at 17.3. So, they're not. So West is going to end up in a situation where they need to get a loan to keep solvent. I guess I need to make sure that North's 3 are removed here. And West still has inventory. Because West is going to have a problem. They're not going to make their fixed expenses if they don't get a loan. So the loan is going to be for $5,000. That's the 2 factories. And that'll help them stay solvent. And they're going to pay $25 a month interest. And it'll come due next January. So, okie doke. Standard factories. I don't feel like I've got quite enough money to think about buying a factory. I'm going to say North is going to do it. North's going to buy 1 factory. Costs $5,000. But it's actually... Let's, come on, you. There we go, $2,500. And then they will owe another $2,500 in, let's see, how many months? Let's go back. Factories, a standard factory takes 4 months to build. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they're going to owe $2,500 here. I was a pharmacist all my career. Well, I did kids' mental health too the past few years, but haven't done a lot of spreadsheet work, so that's always a struggle getting through the spreadsheet, so bear with me. Okay, and so this will be Factory 3. Will be up and going here, except that's for North. Okay, there we go. Okay, North bought the factory. South's going to just stay put, keep their money, and West is just struggling to get by. And that ends turn 1. So moving into turn 2, South will be the senior president this turn. And they've got $17,000 to work with. Let's see, they have no finished inventory. They got 2 factories and 3 raw materials. So we will say 3 raw materials, 2 factories, and we go to West. West had to take out a loan, and West has, what's West have? Let's check it out here. Come on. Okay, West has 4 finished inventory, 2 factories, and 3 raw materials. So that could be bad. Let's see, 4 finished inventory, 2 factories, and what was I said 3? Yeah, 3 raw materials. Okay, puts me down to 1,300. So, and North has 1 finished inventory, 2 factories, and 3 raw materials. Let's see, North. So we need 1 finished inventory, 2 factories, and did I say 3? Yeah, 3. Okay. Okie doke. We draw a card. And no, there's no special situation things. We have 8 units available at 400 per unit, so definitely time to buy raw materials. So we'll start with South. And those are pretty cheap raw materials. South's going to buy... I'm going to buy 3 raw materials, and I'm bidding if they're at 400, so that's pretty cheap. I don't think anybody's going to want. I'm going to, again, 8 units is quite a few out there. South's going to say, I'm going to buy 3 at 400. Okay. We go with, next in line is West. And West has $1,300. So I'm gonna stay. Let's see. Oh, but West has a problem. No, West has plenty to sell. Okay. I'm going to stay put. I think West is just going to stay put, leaving North, and North is going to buy 3 more materials at 4. Oops, that's factories. 3 raw materials at 400. Okay, so 2 sides each are 400, so they do get those. So 3. So basically, North gets 3, and 2, 3, and South bid for 3, and they get their 3. And then West didn't do anything. Okay. We go to South, since they're the president, and they're going to send 2 units through. So let's send those through. And we'll process them. We go to West, and West has, oh no, West can't do anything, so 0. They can't afford to. And then North is going to send 2 through. Okay, North sends their 2 through. Okay. Now selling 5 units, so this could be a little competitive. South's going to bid to sell 2 units at, let's see, the maximum was 5,000. Let's go with South's going to go with 4,500. Okay, North. North's sitting on some inventory. They're going to sit on 2 units. At, let's say, 4,500. And West is desperate. How much? West has 4 units available. I'm going to send 3 through. And we are going to send those at 37.50. Okay. Okay, so West is the lowest. South has 4,500 and North has 4,500. So South gets the, first of all, West gets to sell units. So they're going to sell their 3. And West sells their 3. Delete. 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 Okay. And then South and North, they bid the same. So South gets to go with 2. And there was 5 units. So that's all that can be sold. That would be 3 plus 2 is 5 units total. So they get their 2. And delete those. And North is stuck with their 3 because they couldn't underbid. It was a buyer's market there, so they didn't get nothing. Okay. And that leaves us with the next phase. Let's go back to South. No loans. 18,000. I don't think I need a loan. Standard factories ordered. I'm going to order us. I'm going to convert. Is that 1? I think it's 1, 7,000. A conversion costs 7,000 and it takes 8 months. So we're going to make that. Whoop. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we'll just put 3,500 here. There we go. And this will be convert 1. Was that 8 months? Yeah, 8 months. Okay. And give me my spreadsheet back. Convert 1 is going to be the next month. There we go. Okay. So they're working on a converted factory. Anything else? Don't think I need loans. That's my capital improvement. Let's go with West. West is just hanging on. I think I'll stay put with West. And North. North can kind of build up some inventory, but I think we'll continue. Let's do 1. And then I'm not going to be able to afford that. Okay. We'll leave it be there. Okay. That's fine. We're not going to buy a factory, because we're going to need the cash to keep solvent here. Okay. And so that is the end of turn 2, February. Okay, moving to turn 3. So we'll start with West. And West has 1 finished, 2 factories, and 3 raw. So 3 raw, 2 factories, and 1 finished. Okay. We're still solvent. We're still solvent. Good. Okay. We go to North, and North has 3 finished, 2 factories, and 4 raw. For raw, 2 factories, and 3 finished. Oh my gosh, that puts us right at 0. Okay. So that is going to we're not going to be able to do anything. I'm going to say they're not bankrupt yet. They have to be below 0 to be bankrupt. So I'm glad I didn't build that factory. Okay, and then South has no finished, 2 factories, and 4 raw. Okay, South's still doing pretty good in this. And we pull our card. Hopefully it's not something against North. Transportation strike hits North. No raw materials may be received or finished. Inventory shipped during current month, but all fixed expenses continued. So we can't... that's going to kill us, because we've got to... Well, we can get a loan. So transportation strike hits North, so they can't buy raw. Nor finished inventory shipped, so they can't ship, which is okay. We're just not going to be able to do anything. We're just going to have to take a loan to stay solvent. Okay, so West begins this part of the game. How much do I have left? 92.25. Okay. Raw materials are kind of expensive, and there's only 5 units available, so we're going to have to figure out... I think I'm going to stay put with my raw materials here. South is in a situation where I think, let me see, how much raw materials do I have at South? I've got lots of raw materials. And really, everybody has enough. I think we're just nobody's gonna bid. West is going to produce, though, 2. North can't produce, and South is going to produce 2. Okay. And then we're going to try to sell. Got to remember, can't forget this. 1, 2, and South has 1, 2. Let's convert them and convert them. Okay, finished units. And okay, now it's time to sell. West has the first choice to sell, and 6,000 per unit, pretty good money. 8 units, so I think I'm going to just bid 6,000 for 3. 3 at 6,000. And then South is going to do, they're going to try everything too. 2 at 6,000. 2 at 6,000. And they're going to get it. 2, and West gets theirs for 3. And we can remove all those. And all those. Okay. And that would be it. So they've done pretty well. North's struggling. And North's not going to be able to sell anything. But North needs a loan. And so North's going to take a loan of, they can do it against their factories, of 5,000. And that's going to be $25 a month. Okay. That's enough to keep things open, but they're going to have to get something next turn or they're going to be gone. Okay, so North's at the end of March, North is sitting at $5,000. South is sitting at $23,000. And West is sitting at $23,000. So West was able to kind of bring it back with that loan. I forgot to put these in. Got to pay those interests. Okay. Not that that's going to make a big deal. And that ends the March term. Okay, going into, let's see, we're in April. And North is the senior president again. So we'll begin with North. North has control of 3 finished inventory, 2 factories, and 4 raw materials. So 4, 2, and 3. Let's go back up here. 4, 2, and 3. Hopefully that won't break us. Nope. Down to $275. Okay. South has 2 raw and 2 factories. South has 2 raw and 2 factories. North has got to sell off some stuff. And then West has 2 factories and 1 raw. Okay, so that leaves us with, just make sure everybody's still in the black. And like I say, North is just hanging on. They got to make enough to get that factory up and going. Probably spent a little too much money. Okay. Now we go and pull a card. And East Corporation, so it doesn't matter. Now there's 9 units available at $300 per unit, so it is a buyer's market for raw materials. North will go first, and North has plenty of raw materials, so it doesn't need to buy any. We go to South, and South will buy, how much does South own? South owns 2, so I'm going to buy 4 at 300, so super cheap. And we'll say 3, and then West, I will put those on. 2, 3, did I say 4? Oops, well, I want to go with 4 purchased. And so South has 4 purchased. Okay. What did I start with? Got to look back here. South had 2, and then we added 4, so 1, 2, 3, and we need 1 more. Okay. And then the other West is going to purchase 5 units. That's quite a bit, really, so that makes sense. At 300, and there's going to be 5 units, so yeah, we'll just say they purchased 5. Again, I want to try to keep these companies in the black as much as on all of them as possible here. Okay, we rotate around to North again, and North doesn't have enough money to manufacture anything, so we will still manufacture 0. Okay, we go to South, and South will run 2 through. And let's see our factory for South. Make sure we got South here. Okay, and a West, I forgot to purchase for West. They had 5. 3, 4, 5, and 2 went through. Okay, and then we're ready to sell. We'll start with North, and North needs cash. Now there's only 3 units available at $4,500 per unit, so not a great market, but North is going to try to sell all 3 for $3,000. And so let's see, it's April, all 3 for $3,000. Okay. I think South, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to sell 1 at $2,500. And then we're going to say West is going to, because we're maybe try to push North out, and they're going to push 1 at, we're just going to say 4,000. Okay. Does 4,000 work? Yeah. Okay. So the market's going to buy the cheapest, right? And the cheapest is 3,000 for North, 2,500 for South, and 4,000 for West. So South's going to sell 1 at 2,500. And then that leaves North had 3, but there's only 2 slots left. So they're going to sell the 2 at 6,000. And then West won't be able to sell any. Okay. So that puts West at 15,000. Let's go with North. North's sitting at 62.75, so they're still around. And forgot those loans. Those loan things, I need to make a, I should have made a thing here for interest. Okay, And North sitting at 6225. South sitting at 17,700. And West is sitting at 15. Okay. And that would end the turn, I think, unless somebody wants to take a loan. Nobody needs to take a loan. North has got a Factory 3 coming in. South has Conversion 1 coming in. And West still hasn't built a factory. So I think West is going to build an automated factory at one of these. And an automated takes 6 months. So 10,000. So they need 5,000 here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. 10. So 5,000 here. And then they'll have factory, auto factory 1. Okay, it's coming in here, so that's not going to come in until March, the following March. Okay, let's go back here, and we're ready to go to the next turn, which is May, and South is the president, in the senior president. So South has 4 raw materials, 2 factories, and 1 finished. 4 raw materials, 2 factories, and 1 finished good for 3,700. Okay, go to West. West is second, and West has 2 finished, 2 factories, and 4 raw materials. 4 raw materials, 2 factories, 2 finished. And then North is left with 4 raw, 2 factories, 1 finished. Okay, brings us back to $25. We are just operating right on the edge with North. So I make sure May, South is looking at May, and West is looking at May. Good, everybody's lined up. Okay, now South has got the senior presidency, and we pull a card. And let's see, we've got 6 units available at 500 per unit. I think as South, I'm going to bid on 2 units at 550. Okay, as West, I'm going to bid on 3 units at 500. Okay, and then North isn't going to be able to bid because they don't have any money. North can't do very much. Okay, so South had 550 for 2 units, so they get those 2 units. And how many does that leave left over? 6 units. So West gets theirs at 500. They get their 3. Okay. No factory coming through for West, and convert 1. I think North is going to end up building too many factories, and they're going to get knocked out here, but we'll see. Okay. Management of so starting with South, they've got 2 factories, and so they will use them both. Okay, and West will use their 2 factories. there. And then we get to sell stuff. Okay, starting with South. Oh, flood hits one factory of senior president, and that if choice, no production during current month, but all fixed expenses continued. Okay, so South can't do anything, so we'll just say 0. Okay, they didn't get any. So West is the only one that got anything, and they changed. Hold on, I forgot to get goods. Okay, go back up. Raw materials, 2. South got 2 raw materials. Sorry about that, folks. 1, 2, and West got 3, I think. Let's check West. West got 2. South got 2. Okay. Sorry if I'm confusing you. Okay, now West made their 2. Let's go back. West was able to manufacture 2, so North can't do anything, and South can't do anything because of the flooding. So, but they can do everything else. They can't do any production. Okay. Now then, selling. It's everything's selling at 5,500 per unit, and there's 6 available. So South is going to try to sell. How much? South has 1 unit, and we are going to sell that at 5,000. Okay, that was South. West is going to try to sell. West is going to unload some. West is going to sell 2 units at 5,000. So we come down here, 2 units at 5,000. And North's desperate. So North is going to sell. We're in May. I got to remember that. We're going to attempt to sell 1 unit at 3,500. Okay. So North has got the lowest. South is at 5,000, and West is at 5,000. So first of all, we'll sell North. So now they sell their 1 unit at 3,500. And let's go ahead and get North's 1 unit sent. Okay, then South, because West and South are tied, South gets to sell theirs next. And South is going to sell 1 unit for 5,000. And then West gets to go, and that was 2 units sold so far, and we have 6 units, so we're good. Okay, and then West was going to try to sell 2 units, which they can at 5,000, and they got the 10,000. So, okay, factories. I think we'll stay put on. I want to keep some cash flow there for West. South's looking at 17,900. I think again I could probably use a standard factory. 1 and half a factory paid there, and then the other half is standard factory is 4 months. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 2,500. And we will say STD Factory 3. Okay. That should help us a little bit. West, I think West has still got 10, so West needs a little bit. I think they can still produce stuff. And then North, poor North is sitting at 3,500, so North doesn't have a lot. Oh, and then Factory 3 comes in next turn, so we don't have to pay at the end. That comes in at the end of the turn. That comes under capital improvements, so don't have to pay for it until this turn. But okay, and that takes us to June. West has is the senior president, and West has 4 finished. Wait, no, I sold some finished. West sold. How many did you sell, West? You sold 2. Okay, get rid of those 2. Like I said, this is where I forget. I always forget to do all the stuff on here, so I guess I get kind of focused on the spreadsheet. 4, 2, and 2. Okay, West is doing pretty good. 4, 2, and 2. Back to our 4,200. Okay. North doesn't have a lot to pay for. They have 4 and 2. But this still causes problems with not being able to. $325. They still can't produce anything. Oh, I guess North is in a death spiral here because they can't afford to produce anything, and now they don't have anything left for left here. So, and they've used up their what am I trying to say? They don't have any finished inventory to go through, and they can't pay to build anything. I'm going to let them get rid of a factory. We're going to delete a factory for 5,000, and maybe that'll keep them afloat. So we'll come down here for capital sold for June. Oops. Okay, that'll keep them afloat. At least they can produce something. Okay, let's see. I got north, south. South has 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they just need to produce stuff. So South has 6 raw, 2 factories, and that's it. So yeah, building that factory early in the game killed North. Okay, now we can draw our situation card. We draw a situation card and we get South's corporate research. Oh, South gets a 10% bonus. So we're going to put that here. We're just going to say 10% bonus. Okay, and these need to go there. So manufacturing costs 10% less. We'll have to try to remember to adjust. Okay. West is senior president, so raw materials are 300. Raw materials are pretty cheap. There's 9 of them available, and so it's going to be, again, a buyer's market. So West is going to try to number bits. I'm going to do 6 at, how much were these? 300. Yeah, I'm going to do 6 at 300 because I don't think I'm going to be overbid. And I've got the, and number purchased. Okay, then we go to North. North's next in line. North's not going to buy anything. Can't really afford to. And then South is going to bid on, I'm going to bid on 6 for 300. Okay. So it goes down between... Actually, I'm going to do 6 at 350. So South wins the bid, and they would get those 6 for 2,100. So let's give them 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that would leave West. West would get their... They could only buy 3 at this point because there's only 9 available, I think. So yeah, there's 9 available. So West gets the next in line, and they get 3 of raw materials. Okay. Manufacturing. West goes first, and no factory up and going yet. They get 2, and we then go to North, and North is going to get 1. Whoops, that's raw materials. I don't think North can afford more. I guess they could try 2. Yeah, okay, they're going to do 2. And then let's go. West had 2. I better move these guys. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then South is going to move 2. Let's see. Where's our production here? 2. Oh, and then, but I get a little bonus, so I produce these at 10% less. So I'm going to get $400 for. I'm just going to put this under capital. There we go. Okay. Now everybody tries to sell 4,500 per unit, and there's 3 available. North is going to. Let's see. West is going to try to sell. Now West, how much do you have, West? Not very much. Okay. I think West is going to try to sell 3 at 4,000. Okay. We go to North. North's desperate, so they're going to try to sell 2 for 37.50. And South is going to tell 3 at 4,000. Okay. So the lowest bid was North, and North had 37.50, and they sold 2. So they sold their 2. Delete and delete. Okay. Next was South, I think. South had 4,000, and West had 4,000. Okay, so West won that one with 1. There's only 1 available. Let's double check that. Yeah, 3 units available to sell. So West was able to sell theirs. Okay. No loans needed here for West. North has already got a loan, so did West ever take out a loan? Yeah, they did, so I better put those 25. Okay. And then North built factory number 3. That came through. And that comes through, and we'd already paid for it, so it's already been paid for. So North can add a factory back. Let's find a factory here. This is that one they built. So don't build factories too early in the game. I guess get some capital before you do that is the lesson. So West, okay, West has 5501. North now has 8775. And South has 5900. Loans. South doesn't really need a loan yet. They might in another turn, but they got their 10% bonus. Okay. And then, so we go to July. North is back as senior president. And North has 2 factories and 2 raw materials, so they don't have very much. 2 and 2. Okay, we go to South, and South has they got a lot of raw materials here. 10 raw materials, 2 factories, and 2 finished inventory. Kind of hurt last turn, and that puts South under the. That is going to put South under the thing. So South's going to. I'm going to say they can sell this off at the last raw material price was 300. So they have to sell enough. Actually, they could do the loan. Actually, the loan would make. Well, no, they can't. They've already loaned. South's already. This is South, right? No, this is West. Okay, South has not got a loan. So South's going to take out the 5,000, and this loan's going to require 50 because they're taking it out now to get through. And okay, and that would be the. So that keeps them afloat. Okay, that was South, North, South, West. West is what we've got to do. West. Did I do West for July? No. July West is going to be 4 raw, 5 raw, 2 factories, 4 finished. Gives them a dollar. They're down to $1 here. Okay. So we pull a card. And North is threatened by a strike. So President has a choice of 90-day strike with no increase of cost or immediate increase of 10% in monthly factory expenses to continue to the end of the game. So either that... I could either add 10% to the factories or... Now, I think in the case of a strike, they can't produce anything at the factories for 3 months. That would be deadly. So we're going to say 10% to the factories at the end of the game for North. Not what North needs, but we're just going to say 10% to factory. So it's going to cost us $4,400 for that. Okay. And let's see. July is North, and it's $800 per unit for 3 units. Well, I'm going to pass. I don't think anybody would probably want this. South ain't gonna buy nothing, and I don't think anybody's gonna buy anything at $800. So we will go ahead and try to do the factory thing. North has got to make stuff, so we're gonna do the 2 for North, and let's see here. July North, we're going to do 2, and this is going to be, instead of 4,000, it's going to be a 10% increase, so 4,400. Okay. We go to South is next in line, and South is going to produce. Actually, South doesn't really have to. I think I'll stay. Actually, this is a pretty good time. Let's just do 1. So South's producing 1. And now South has a bonus. Their factory has a bonus. Let's see. Raw materials production. Okay. 1. And so it's going to be 1,800. Okay. And West has got plenty, so they don't really need to spend time factoring. Okay, North, we go back to North, and North is going to try to sell. They're going to sell 2, and the price is 6,500. I think we'll go with 6,000. I don't think we have to be quite as chintzy. We're a little easier. Things are going easier. Okay, we move to South. South has 3 they can sell. I'll try to sell them all. And I think we'll try to sell them at 62.50. And then West is going to try to sell 4 at 6,500. Nope, West is going to do it 5,500. We got to sell stuff, so 4 at 5,500. Okay, so West is 5,500, South is 62.50, and North is 6,000. So West wins, and they're able to sell 4. They make some money. Whoops, and we will delete those. Okay, next in line, South was at 62.50, and North was at 6,000. So North gets to get their 2. And let's see, West sold 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9. That'd be the 9, and they get 62.50. Oops, I want to make that 3. So everybody sold something, barely. Okay, there's the loan. Don't need a factory. See, North's not going to get a factory, I don't think, at this point. I don't think I'm going to buy a factory till I get above 20,000, maybe. Well, I could use that 3rd factory. Let's do it. Okay, and that'll be factory, actually this will be factory 3. And this comes through here. Okay. Let's see what we go to South, and South's not really got a whole lot. Let's see, they got 21. I think we'll stay there. And West will be at 22. Okay, everybody made a lot of money that time. So I think West is going to buy a factory. One, two, three, 4. And this would be factory 3 for west. Okay. And I think that's going to end the turn. So we're sitting at north has $11,000. South has $21,000. And west has $19,000. So now it's August, and let's go ahead and see who goes first. I think, whoops, there's the rules. August is going to be South. So South starts the game, or starts the rotation, and let's see what South has. They have 3 finished units, 2 factories, and 9 RMUs. They've got way too much inventory sitting on their shelves. So we'll start with, let's see, did I say 9? They got 2 factories, and they've got 3 finished units. Yeah. 3 finished units. Okay. We go with West, and West has 2 factories and 5 raw materials. Whoops, I got 5 in there. Okay, and then North's looking at 2 factories. That's all North has. So North is going to have to buy something. I guess on the right side is okay. We draw a card, and at this point we have 6 units available at $500 per unit. So South will start bidding, and South really doesn't need a bid on anything. So South's going to leave the bidding alone. We go with West. And I think West I'm going to bid for 3 units at $450. I'm sorry, $550. $550. Got to go above. North is needing inventory. Let's see, North has... And I think for North, I'm going to go 2 at 600. Okay. So North had 2 at 600, and West had 3 at 550. So they get their 3, and North gets their 2. So West gets 3. And North gets 2. West probably could have avoided that, but that's okay. Okay. South gets to go first to produce. And South is going to produce with 2 factories. This goes 3,600. Get that bonus. Okay. And let's move these 2 here. Okay. Then West gets to go. And West is going to go with 2. And then North gets to go. Now, North, it costs a little extra. So, North is going to go with 2. And it costs 4,400. Everybody's processed. Now it's time to sell. South starts first, and we've got 5,500 per unit and 6 units out there. South's going to try to sell 3 units at 4,500. Let's go 4750. Okay. We move to North, and North is going to sell 2 units at 4,500. And West is going to try to sell 2 units at 4,500. Okay, so 4,500 for West, 4,500 for North, and 4,750 for South. So let's see, West had 2 and North had 2, I think. And there was how many slots available? 6. Okay, so basically we'll start with West, who gets their 2. We go to North, who gets 2. And we go with South, which gets, they also get 2. There's 6 slots. So there's the 2, 2, and 2. Let's remove these 2. Delete. Delete and delete. So there was all 6 of them. Factories, anything like that? No. Can't forget that that interest. Okay, so leaving us with North at 12,000, South at 21,000, and West at 19,000. And I think South is going to try to buy another factory. Let's buy an auto factory. Now an auto takes, how long does an auto? An auto takes 6 months to build. So South is going to spend 1 auto factory cost. And an auto costs 10,000, so we're going to say 5,000 here. And did I say 10 months? 6 months, okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's our other 5,000. Okay, and let's cut that and put this up here. Okay, and then they get an auto factory will be due here. Auto 1. Okay, that's for South. Okay. West and North. Okay, everybody's got their loans. I thought North had a 50 on loans. Okay, I guess not. I think I got everybody okay. I think so. Okay. Now, we can go to the next month. And that is September. And September starts with West. So West looks at 2 factories and 6 materials. 2 and We then go to North, and North is looking at 2 factories still. So North is looking at 2 factories, they are paying for 2 factories here. And then finally South has seven raw materials, 2 factories, and 3 finished inventory. So 7, 2, and 3. Okay. We pull a card, and it says East Corporations threaten to strike. So there's no East Corporation, so we're good there. Raw materials are 3 units for 800. They're pretty expensive. So I don't think West or South would it wouldn't behoove them to buy raw materials, but North's going to have to do something. So North's going to buy 2 units at 800. So we bid 2 at 800. Nobody else bids, and that's 2. Okay. West gets to go first, and West has nothing to bid. Number of factories, we're going to go with our usual 2. And North will go with 2. And that has to be changed to 4,400. And then South goes with 2. And that's 3,600. Okay. Now we'll get a standard factory next turn. And I've included the standard factory cost there. So everybody gets 2 moved through. Let's move these 2 through. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay. We go to the selling stage, and 9 units at 6,500 per unit. West gets to go first with 2, and we will sell those at 6,500. Okay, we go to North, and North will try 2 at 6,500. And actually, we're going to go 6,250. Wait, no. And then South is going to sell 5 at... They're going to try to sell 5 at 6,250. So they get to sell those 5. The next one in line is going to be West, and West can sell 2. That's 7. And then North can sell 2. That's 8, 9. So 9 have been sold. So everybody sold something. Okay. Loans. West. Let's go back to West. I don't think West is going to need a loan, but let's put our interest in. Okay. And no loans for West. Capital improvement, a factory. I got an auto factory coming, so we'll just leave it at that. We go to North. North has another factory coming, so nothing there. They don't need a loan. They just need to do their interest. Okay. So nothing there. And then South. South has their standard factory coming in, number 3. So we can give South their factory, I think. I think South can pull their factory. Wait, no, it comes in at the capital improvement phase. So it won't come in until the capital improvement phase of October. Okay, I think that's it for everybody. Let's see where we're at. West has 22,000 or 24,000. No, 24,000, yeah. North has 17,000 and South is sitting at 36,000. So we can begin next turn, October, and North gets to go first. And North, again, only has 2 factories, I think. Yep, 2 factories. North's keeping those inventory costs low. We go with South, and South has 2 factories and 5 RMUs. Okay, and finally, West has 2 factories and 4 RMUs. Okay. We pull a card, and we get only 3 units available, and they're available at 800. They're pretty expensive. We need to really burn raw materials for West. We go with North, and North has to, so North's going to spend... I'm going to say they think that they're going to be bid, so they're going to go with 850. I'm going to say North bids 850 for 2. Now we're going to go, North 850 for 2. Just keep it interesting. 2 units. 850, and then I'm going to say South doesn't bite, so North buys 2 units. Okay, we then start our factories up, and North goes first, and they're going to go with their 2. Then South gets to go, and they're going to crank through 2. And then West is going to go with 2. So let's... and we'll go here. Okay, then it's time to sell. 6,500 per unit. There's only 6 available, so everybody's going to bid 6,500. 2 for 6,500. South is going to go 2 for 6,500. And then West is going to go 2 for 6,500. And so we'll bid and bid and bid. Okay. We're just kind of bumping along here, not making a lot of money, but... Okay, loans. Nobody needs a loan. And then factory orders. Again, I'll hold tight on North's factory. We go with South's factory, and South actually gets their factory this time. So they get standard factory 3 for South. Where are you at? Okay, so standard factory 3. Got rid of these. Delete, delete, and delete. And then West doesn't have a factory coming in until December. So, okay, any new factories built? I don't think so. I think North's going to have to build some. Well, North, what do you got? North, what do you got coming in? You got a factory coming in. South's got a conversion coming in next turn. And West has a factory coming in. So what about then the next year? Auto factory for West. Auto factory for South. And nothing for North. I think North's going to build another factory. We'll go back and build another factory here. So, that one's due this month. And then 2, 3, and 4. And North gets a factory. Okay. So North bought another factory. Okay. Okay, that takes us to November. And in November, South gets to go first. And South has 3 RMUs and 3 factories. Okay. West goes, and West has 2 factories and 2 RMUs. And then North has 2 factories. Like I say, North's keeping those inventory costs low. Okay. South gets to go first with the bidding. And we have flood hits 1 factory of senior president, which is South. No production during current month, but all fixed expenses continue. Okay. So they can buy stuff, but they just can't produce. 6 units at 500. South still has 2, or South has 3 units. I think I'll sit tight. No, South's going to buy 1 at 550. Okay. We move to West, and West needs... West is going to buy 1 at 500. And then North needs 2 at... we're going to say 550. We want to try to get 1, so... okay, so... North had 550. West had 500. South had 550. So South gets their 1. And North gets their 1. And West gets their 1. So everybody gets, North gets 2, 1, and 1. I think that's, 6 units. Yeah, we're good. Okay. 2, 1, and 1. 2, 1, and 1. Okay. Then we can do production. We'll start with South can do 3 now. Now remember, South gets they're at 5,400. Okay. West is going to do 2. And North is going to do 2. And this is going to be 4,400. So South with 3, 2, and 2. Okay. 2, 2, and 3 over here. 1, 2, 3. We'll process those. We'll process those, and we will process those. Okay. Now it gets a little tougher because everybody's got a bid. Oops, South. I forgot. South can't produce because of that flood. So we'll move these back and move this back. And South has 0. Okay, fix that. Okay, now we can try to sell. Starting with South. South doesn't have anything to sell, so that leaves us with West and North each selling 2 at cost. So they'll basically sell 2 at 5,500. North will sell 2 at 5,500. And then West will sell 2 at 5,500. Okay. No loans. I don't think anybody needs loans. Factories. Nothing's going to come through for West. South has a conversion came through. So we paid for that conversion. That conversion comes through for their 1. So South's conversion, let's change this to a converted auto. And then North, nothing yet. So that's that one. And that ends the November turn. Okay, it's on to December. And we'll see who the senior president. West is the senior president. So let's see what West has in their stock. 2 finished, 1 raw, 2 factories. Okay, so we've got 1 raw, 2 factories, and 1 finished. Okay, moving on to North. And North has 2 finished and 2 factories. There's 2 and 2. And then we go with South. And South's a little different this time. South now has 2 standard factories and an auto factory. So we'll put 2 standards and 1 auto for South. let's see, this is the first time I've had an auto, so 2 standards and 1 auto, and 4 raw materials. Okay. So it cost a little more this time. Now, I've got to remember the autos cost, can do 2 for 3,000. Okay. We're ready to bring a card over. And this card, local government levies a one-time extra tax of $500 on each factory, regardless of type, on the senior. So that would be West. So West is going to owe $1,000. And so I will put that on their spreadsheet here. Okay. And then we're going to look at our bid here. And there's going to be 8 raw materials. So, and at 400, so that's a pretty good deal. Everybody's going to be fighting a little bit for this one. We'll start with West. And West, I think, will buy, let's going to say 4 at, and we'll go a little under, 450. Okay. North is going to go with, again, the usual 2 at 550. Let's go 2 at 500. And then South is going to go all out with, let's see, South. South could use, South's doing okay. Let's go with 4. And we'll go at 4 at 400. Okay. So that we go with, okay, so the bid is 400 for South. West has 450. And North has 500. So North gets their 2. Followed by West getting their 4. That's 6. Followed by South getting their, they only get 3. There's what, how many was? There was 8 units. So West had 4. And North had 5, 6, so we have 2 left, right? 2 left, 8, yeah. Have to check here. So they were able to get 2. Okay. Let's get everybody's units. So West got 4. Until I'm starting to get tired here. 1, 2, 3, 4. North got 2. And South got 2, right? South got 2. Okay, now we crank up our factory, starting with West. And West can do 2 standards. And there's our standard. So we'll move those over. North is going to do 2. Actually, I think I'll stay put with North. Let's just do 1. And that's going to be 2,200. Okay, and then South can crank through 2 through the actually, hold on. I'm going to try this. I'm going to go 2 through the auto factory. And the auto factory is going to cost me $3,000. So let's see, through the auto factory, processing through auto factory is going to be 1 for 3,000. Didn't quite get that right, so we're going to change it to 3,000. And actually, that's going to be 3,000 minus 300, 2,700. So error. There's an error right there on the auto factory. Didn't quite get that one right. Okay. Now we're going to sell, and there's 5 units potentially we can sell, and it's 5,000 a unit. So that's decent. West is going to try 3 at 4,500. Okay, I'm going to say North is going to try 2 at 4,000. And South is going to try 2 at 4,750. Okay, so South is high. North has the lowest, I think. North 4,000, 4,750, and 4,500. So North goes again with 2. West is at 4,500 with 3. And that will leave South out in the cold. Okay, loans. West looks good. North, forgot the North loans here, 25, or the interest. Okay. And South has got their 50. I don't think anybody's been close enough that the interest was going to make a big difference, but it wouldn't have knocked anybody over the line for going broke. But okay, and that's it. Okay, factories. We're good on factories. For South, for West, Factory 3. West gets Factory 3 is being implemented. So West will get our factory. Okay, and then North gets a factory. Okay. North gets a factory. And I think that ends the year, actually. Let's just check and see what everybody's looking at. So North is looking at 23,275. South's looking at 28,051. And West is looking at 34,701. So now we can go to the next year. And I'm going to go ahead and put the interest in for West. Let's see. Their loan is due on April. So let me just do that ahead of time. And it's 25, so we'll go that's South. Okay, let's go West. Oops. I didn't put this right. This is West and the West. Okay. Let's go to year 2, and this should be corrected here. Okay, and that's auto factories due. Interest is going to be $25. So we'll go 25, 25, 25, and then I think we owe 5,000 here. Amount of loan, yeah, 5,000. So Just getting this set up. Okay. Go to North. North year 1. North year 2. And North took a loan they took a loan during February. So they're going to add 25 for the first month, and then we're going to owe $5,000. Nope. Yeah, let's just take it out here. There we go. Like I say, if you do use this, be warned, it needs a little help. So, okay. You make sure West worked fine. 49, 25. Oh yeah, I put that under the interest. Not the right place to put it, but if you're an accountant out there, I'm sure you're just going nuts. But okay, and then South took a loan. South took a loan in July, so we'll just put, and it was a $50 per month loan. So let's see, 50, 50, 50. 50, 50, 50, and then 5,000. There we go. Okay. I think it was a $5,000 loan. Yeah, it was 5,000. So, okay. Let's see here. I think everything else transfers over. Oh, we got to transfer this number here over. 28051. Okay. Everything looks good there for year 2. Let's go with West. Year 1, and I know you can transfer that number over. 34701, and my wife's an accountant, so she took one look at this and said, "Oh my God, what a mess!" But, and North had 2475. Whoops, 23275. Let's put this up here. 75. Okay, and there we go. Okay, we are ready to go. And North has the senior presidency. I think I've used all of this situation. Well, there's still more situation cards. I'll just use those. North gets to go with. Oh shoot! I forgot to pull finished inventory. Let's see what we sold here. North or South sold nothing. Yeah. West sold 4. And North sold 2. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think finally we're ready to go. So we're going to start with North, and North has 1 raw material. We have 3 factories. They're all standard. And we have 1 raw material. North's doing a pretty good job on inventory management. One finished. Okay, one finished and one raw, I think. Yeah. Yep, okay. Going with South. South has 2 finished. They've got an auto factory and 2 standard factories. 1 and 2. And then they have 2 finished units. Or, yeah, 2 finished? Oh, they've got 4 RMUs. Okay, everybody looks good at, they're still copacetic there. Okay, we go to West. And West is looking at, let's see. West, we're looking at 3 raws and 3 factories. Okay, there we go. And we can draw a card. Transportation strike hits South. No raw material may be received nor finished inventory shipped during current month, but all fixed expenses continued. So we can produce stuff, but we can't bid on anything. So that's to South. Okay, so we'll start with North. And North is going to make a bid 5 at 650. Well, I do need 2 more units. So I'm going to go 2 units at, I'm going to go 2 at 650 with North. And West, I think at West, 650 is not that good. I'm going to go 2 at 650 also. Not going to lose a lot if nobody bids. That's kind of the medium, but okay. And I'm going to say both sides get their 2. There were 5 available. South can't do anything. So we will move 2 RMUs to North and 2 to West. Okay, now we get to build stuff, and at this point, I think I'll just stay put with South. I mean, there's no reason to pay for these to go and for these to stick around here. So maybe I'll move 1 through. I'll move 1 through. So process 1. Let's see, 1 for South, and that's going through standard factories. So that's 1,800. Okay. North is going to go with 3. And with North processing 3 through standard factories, 6,000, but it's going to be 6,600. And then West is going to move 3 through. And West moves 3 at, there we go, at 6,000. Okay, everybody still got money. I will have to check here. Okay, now we can make the sales, and this is only between North and West. So we start with North, and there's 8 units out there. So North's going to do 4 at 6,000. And then West is going to do 3 at 6,000. And they can both do that. So they get theirs and they get theirs, which really helps them quite a bit. and then they can sell all of these finished inventory. Okay. Any loans? Let's start with North. North's looking at $29,000. You're going to get a standard factory in a month for North. I think I will do a conversion. So a conversion is going to be conversions cost $7,000 and they take 8 months. So we'll say $3,500 here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3,500. And here we will be able to get a conversion. Okay. West. How's West looking? They're getting an auto factory in a couple months. That's all they need. South is getting an auto factory in a couple months. So, and I think that's going to be enough for now. We'll see how it goes, and then we might make a conversion if we can. So, or maybe another auto factory. I don't know. Loans. Nothing with the loan situation. West is 41, South is 20,000, and North is at 29,000. Okay, going to February. West is the senior president, El Presidente, and West is looking at owning. Oops. I need to delete those. Those were all sold. West has 3 factories and 2 raw materials. 3, okay. Moving to North. North has 3 factories. And South has 3 factories, 2 are standard. They have 3 finished inventory and 3 raw materials. So they're going to spend a little more. So let's start here. Raw materials are 3. Standard factories are 2. Yeah. Number of auto factories is 1, and number of finished is, I think, 3. Yep. Okay. Okay. That kind of takes a cut out of South. We pull our card. West is threatened by a strike. President has a choice of a 90-day strike with no increase in costs, or immediate increase of 10% in monthly factory expenses. Oh, gosh. Now, this is always a little bit. This first one, West Corporation threatened with a strike. President has a choice of a 90-day strike and no increase in costs, which it's kind of hard to figure out what they mean by that. 90 days means the factories can't work for 90 days. I'll take the 10%. I think West will take the 10% to the factories. So we'll just put a West is going to start plus 10%. I don't want to sit without my factories going for 3 months. I think that'll hurt. So. Okay, West gets to go first. Let's look at our card. $800. So raw materials are not great. I'm going to buy 1. There's only 3 of them out there at $850. Oh man, I don't have that much money. I'm going to let it be. West is going to let it be because I think West has. Well, West is in good shape. Okay, I'm going to bid for 1 at $900. North is going to bid North needs 3 at 850. Okay, and South is going to bid. I'm not going to bid anything. I don't think we're going to take it. Okay, so North West is going to win, I think, because they had $900. So they get that 1 raw material. And then North bid for 3, but there's only going to be 2 available. So they get 2 at 850. Okay, now West gets to run stuff through factories. And we're going to go 1, 2, I think I can do 3. What's West look like for cash? Oh yeah, we got plenty of cash. Okay. We're going to go through 3. And those will change over. North is going to go through R3. Whoops. How many did I buy? I forgot to. 2. I have bought 2 RMUs. So we're going to go with 2. And we'll put 2 here. Okay. And South's sitting at 9,000. How much is available? 9 units. So we could sell stuff. I think I'm going to go with the 2 here. And of those 2, those are going to go through RMOs or RMUs. I've got to be on South here. 2 for 3,000. That should be 3,000. And actually, we get a 10% discount. So 3,000 minus 10 is going to be 2,700. I forgot. Okay. Let me make sure that I'm getting. And West had a 10% penalty. I forgot their 10% penalty. So they've got to pay 6,600. And then North had a penalty, and they've got to pay 4,400. Okay. Okay, everybody's gotten stuff through. Now we sell. Starting with West. 3 units. The maximum market value is 6,500. I think I'll go 3 for 6,000. Okay. North is always in the position where they want to undercut, so 2 at 5,500. Or let's go 6,750. 2 at 6,750. And then finally South. South's going to try to sell everything. South's going to sell down the middle. So South's going to sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 6,000. Okay. Starting with the lowest would be North South. South had 6,000. North had 6,750. And North was too high, so North automatically loses that money. Remember where I said if you overbid, so I'm going to say that happened with North. They just lost $6,750. So we'll just say they just lost $13,000. That sounds fair. Oops. Let's see, 6, that's 11, 750. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's only fair that they, since they overshot, which that's how the rules say. So if you overshoot it, you're, okay. West had 6,000. South had 6,000. So West was able to sell 3. Sell those. So they'll stay there. And then South at 6,000. South had 5. So 8, yeah, that's less than 9. So South sells those. Yeah, I think it's good to keep this one honest. Try to keep as honest a game as I possibly can. So we'll just say that's a mistake you would make in this game. So they lose their 5. Okay. Starting with West, let's see, we're sitting at 43,000. I've got an auto factory coming next turn. I think I'll be fine. North lost a bunch of money, so we can't do anything. And South looks like they're going to be good. They're getting an auto factory coming here pretty quick too. So, okay, that is it for that. We go to the next turn. It's March, and it's going to be South's turn to go first. South has 2 regular factories, 1 auto factory, and a RMU. So we have 1 RMU. We have 2 standard factories, and we've got 1 auto factory. We go to West, and West is looking at 3 factories. That's all they've got is 3 standard factories. Okay, and North, unfortunately, North is now sitting on 3 factories and 2 finished goods. And 2 finished goods. Okay, North doesn't have a lot of money now, so that was a bad mistake. Okay, South gets to go first, and we draw a card. And 9 units are available, so everybody should be able to pick up some units at 300. Okay, South is going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go with 6 at 300. Okay. We go with West. And West can process 3. I'm going to go with 6 at 300. And finally, North is going to try for those 3 at 300. Okay, so everybody gets, I think there's, wait, hold on. South had 6, West had 6, North had 3. Okay, everybody was going for 300, so first dibs or whoever's got, actually I'm going to say, no, I'm going to say North, let's just keep it interesting. They're going to go with 350. So North gets to go and get their 3 units first. Okay. Okay, then these 2 are tied, so South gets it first dibs because they're the president, and South has 6, so they get their 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, and 6. And then, and that was 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's all. There was only 9 units. So West is left out in the cold on this one. Okay. We can then crank up our factories, and South starts their factories first. And I'm going to run 2 and then 2, 4. And that's going to be a total of 2,000, 4,000, 5, 6, 7,000. So I'm just going to put 7,000 here. Okay, and then North is going to move 3 through. And let's just go 3 here for North. But I forgot that this is 6,600. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. Nope. How about 1? Nope, I can't do anything. Okay, 0. Okay, North can't do that, so put those back down here. But we could have done those 4 for South. And now South also gets a bonus. I forgot that South gets their bonus. So they get 7,000 minus 10%. So that's going to be 6,300. There we go. Okay. And then we go to the end. Now 3,000 at 4,500. Not making a lot of money. North is going to go at 3 at 4,000. And South will go at I think South, let's see, North is going to go with 3 at, oh, let's go with North. Well, let's start with South. South is going to go with their 4, and we are going to try to underbid everybody. So we're going to go with 4 at 4,000. And North is going to go 3 at 4,250. Okay, so South wins the bid with 4, and they get to sell 3 of those. Actually, we should have sold 3 at that, so because I couldn't sell 4. And so they sell their 3, and they get $12,000. Excuse me. And that shuts North out. So North gets 0. Okay. We go into the what's the next one? We've sold everything. Loans, can't really make any more loans for North. Let's get if North can make a loan. North has their loan paid off. I'm going to get a $5,000 loan. And it's going to be 25. Now this would go at the end of the year. And we'll have to remember that loan. Going to have to put a star or something there to remember that. Okay. That's okay. So we've got an outstanding loan because we got to keep the thing open. Okay. West looks like we're doing okay. South looks like we're doing fine. So those guys don't need loans. Okay. Factories, I think we're going to be good. North can't really afford another factory. So we can move on to the next turn, and it's April. April is North is senior president, and they have 2 finished, 3 factories, and 3 raw. Okay, they don't have much to go off of here. We've got, who's next in line? It's going to be South. Okay, South has 1 finished, and we got those factories the way they are. So we've got 1 finished. And how many raw? 3 raw. Okay. 3 raw, 1 finished, 1 auto, 2 standard. Oh, and the auto came in for South. South got another auto. Forgot about that. Okay. And then West got an auto, I think. Yeah, West got their auto also, so... so we can add another auto here. It's going to make things expensive. Yeah, so 6,400. Okay. And West has an auto. Let me see what West has. West has 3 factories and an auto. Okay. And we draw a card. 800 per unit, and only 3 units raw material units. So things are going to get kind of feisty here. Let's see. North has the first bid. Can't really bid much. I've got $1,200, so I can't do anything there to bid. We go on to South, and South is going to bid all 3 units for $1,000. West will bid all 3 units, and we'll say $750. Okay, and so South gets the bid. So they get all 3 units. Let's give South their units here. Okay. We go into manufacturing. North is in a situation where they again can't. They've gotten loans on everything, and yet they still don't have enough money to just keep solvent. So they're going to have to sell a factory. So I'm going to say 5,000. Oh, they can't, and they can't do anything. They can't manufacture anything, so they're going to have to wait until this capital round. So let's just hold off on that. Okay. North. South has the money, and they are going to use their factories. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I can use all of those. I can send through. And that's going to cost us a total of 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, minus 10. So it's going to cost us 9,000 to produce those. Okay, we're starting to get into some money here. And then West doesn't have anything, so that's all that can go on. What's West's financial situation looking like? Well, we've got to buy some stuff. We've got money, we just can't seem to outbid everybody. Okay, sales. North goes first with sales. 6,500 at 9. I'm going to go with the 6,500 at 2 for north. Actually, I'm going to go to 6,000 times 2 for north. Where are you at? Okay, sales. 2 at 6,000. And they're going to be bidding against south. And south is going to go with 7 at 6,500. Actually, we could go with 6,500. So I think they can see how many units everybody has. So 2 at 6,500 for north, because again, it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. And then 7 at 6,500. I said 65,000. I meant 6,500. And so they can bid. They can sell 7. And north can sell their 2. Okay, north's back in the game here. They've made enough money. They can continue. Yeah, they can continue. They can hang in there. So these are all sold. And these are sold. And then we check and see how everybody's doing for cash. West looks okay. South looks probably real good. And north is struggling. So, but they've still got enough they can at least make it through the next couple turns. If south just doesn't overbid them. Okay, we go to any factories, new factories, auto factory for south, and then north, west got a factory, auto factory. We put that in. Did we put that in? Yeah, there's our auto factory. Okay, north, did north get anything? They had a standard factory. Oh, and a conversion's coming through here. So okay. I think we start with west. Is it west? Yeah, May is west. Okay, May west. West is going to go with a... West has 3 standards and an auto factory. Too much factories. Okay. 3 and 1. And then we go to north. And north has 3 factories and 3 raw materials. And then south has 2 factories and 2 autos. This would be easier to play with players. Obviously, trying to do the solitaires is they're keeping the track of the records gets kind of crazy. So, okay, we can draw a card. And we have 9 units available at 300. So everybody's going to be going crazy for units here. North will try to go with 3 units at 400. Okay. West got to go first. West is going to go... West has got quite a bit of money. We're going to go with 9 at 450. And then south is going to go at 9 at 500. Okay, so who goes first? So south has 500, west has 450, and north has 400. So south gets to go first, and we get 9. And that's it. They shut everybody else out. So they get take their 9. Okay. We go with west. There's nothing west can do. We go north. North can spend 3. Can change up 3. And I think south will just dominate the rest of the game. Let's see, I'm at north. Okay, so they've got their 3, and that's going to go at 6,600. And then south is going to go with the full 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be 3,000, 6,000, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 9,000. So we're just going to say 9,000. Okay. Now selling. I think as south I'm going to hang tight and try to sell these at a little higher price. So hopefully, maybe I'll sell 2 of them at 4,000. And north is going to try to sell 3 at 3,500. So north obviously makes it. Only 3 were available, so they delete that, and north makes their money. South doesn't make anything, and that's okay. I mean, south's fine. Loans, no. Standard factories, nothing there with the factory I want to do. South, nothing I want to do. And west, nothing I can do. Okay. And that's the end of turn. We go to June, and south is is in the lead in June. Now we've got to pay for all that stuff that we made. So south has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 finished and 3 RMUs. We probably shouldn't have manufactured all those, so that's okay. So we have 6 finished and 3 raw. I've got 2 and 2 and okay, that leaves south. We go with west, and west just has 3 and 1. Basically, we're spending a lot of money just to keep the factories open. That's you can see it's starting to bring our resources down. And then north just has 3 standard factories. Okay. Okay. And we pull a card. I don't know what this Vassal thing. I guess we can keep pulling cards. Okay. 8 units at 400. So at this point, June and south are first. So June, south is going to try to underbid everybody. So we're going to go 8 at 500. Okay. West has got to get some money. So West is going to go with 4 at 550. Okay, and North needs 3 at 4. We're going to say 3 at 475. Okay. So who had the highest? South had 500. West had 450. Oops. Put this in the right place. Okay, 450. South had 500, and North had 3 at 475. So South starts with 8, of which there's only 8 available. So South again crushes the other two. 6, 7, 8. Okay. Leaves North and West with nothing to do. And then South is going to manufacture. They're going to churn those through the factories, and they can churn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's 9,000. Okay. For sale. Nothing is for sale, so South is going to try to sell 5,000 at 500. And we go 5 at 5,000, 5 units at 5,000. So, and we sell 5. Okay, for 25,000, and that would sell 5 of these. Delete. And that ends June, basically. I don't think anybody can even take loans. We don't really need to. North is looking, and North's still hanging in there. They can maybe make it. Okay, we go to July, and it goes back to North. North has 3. At least we're not paying out a lot. Inventory. Oh, I missed. And this should have been 3. Okay, there we go. 3 for factories for North. We go to South, and South has 7 finished, 5 RMUs. Let's see, 7 finished, 5 RMUs, 2 standard factories, and 2 auto factories. Okay. Well, South's running through the money pretty quick, but they're dominating. They can pretty much undercut any cost. I like the realism of this. Okay, and that in West. Oh, forgot West. 3 and 1. Poor West is just stagnant. This would not be a fun game for that player. Okay. And North is the first player. Let's get a card. Okay. Transportation strike hits West Corporation. No raw materials may be received nor finished inventory shipped. So pretty much they're living like they have been. 5 raw are available at $6.50 per unit. North can't really. The only thing I could do is bid. Let's just, how much is left? 5 units. I'm going to go with 3 units at $700. And then I'm going to say South is going to bid. I'm going to bid for everything. South's going to bid 5 units at $800. And they'll win them. And they get their 4,000 that they spend, and they get 5 units. This is kind of beginning to be a runaway winner kind of situation. Okay. Again, West and North can't do anything again this turn. And again, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 9,000. And we're going to bid 8 units at 6,000 to sell them. Eight at 6,000. So we'll remove 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Delete. And that's the end of turn there. I don't think anybody can do much. I'm not going to build any more factories for the game. No reason to do that or take loans. So we're just going to keep going. Okay, we go into August. And in August, let's see, August is West, 3 and 1. Ever since they got that, I don't think they've been able to use that automated factory. South has 5 finished, 4 and 2 and 2. Okay. Okay, and then North still just has the 3. Okay. We pull a card. South Corporation is threatened by a strike. President has a choice of a 90-day strike with no increase in costs or an immediate increase of 10% in monthly factory expenses. So we'll take the 10%, and that will basically nullify that bonus that they got. Okay, raw materials. Only 3 are available, and they're at 800. And since South is still the runaway winner, I think, again, we're going to guess the best thing to do for South is to just dominate. So we're going to do the 3, and the minimum was 800. I'm going to go with 1,000. North and West can't even bid on that because, well, West could bid. Let's just give West something to do. Let's see, what's West sitting at? 12,000. Okay. West is going to bid for 3 for 1,000. Inflation's hitting this game pretty hard. So West gave 3 for 1,000. South gave 3 for 1,000. West gave 3 for 1,000. And North didn't do anything. So, and West is the president. He's the overall president. So West actually wins that one and gets the 3. Which West can use for the raw materials. Okay. And then we go to the manufacturing phase. West will start, and I can go with 1 through a standard factory and then 2 for the you can go, well, we can go 2 through here, and that would be 3,000, and then 4, 5,000 plus 500, so 5,500. And you can see go ahead and work on this. And like I say, send me a copy if you can. Send me a copy, and I will put, as time goes on, I will make a corrected spreadsheet page on this. Okay, 5,500. South didn't win anything because there was only 3 of these. Yeah, 3 units to bid on. So South lost. Okay, now there's 9 units that we can sell at 6,500, and I think I will sell. West will sell them at 5,000, and I'll say South. So West will sell 3 at 5,000. It's about the only thing I can do to stay in the game. And we're going to say South is going to try to sell everything they've got for 6,000. 5 at 6,000. Actually, they can sell. It's a buyer's. It's again a seller's market, so they can both sell at 6,500. Let's change that. 3 at 6,500. And South can sell 5 at 6,500. Oh, I forgot to run some of these through. We're going to run these 4 through for, let's see, 6,000, and that would stay normal now. Okay, and then they could sell back there. We'll still stay with the 5 at 6,500. Okay. And we'll solve this. This is not a good solitaire game, but that's okay. I'm trying to play it at least with a little variability. Okay, and that ends that turn. We go on to September. South goes first, and South has 2 standards, and they've got 2 of these. Oh, who had a convert? Did the North have a convert? Oh, North's conversion is this month, so we can put our conversion in. We've got to remember that. Okay, South had 4 finished and no raw. Okay, so we go back to 4 finished. Okay, and then we go to West. And West has, I think we sold those. I think we had these 3 sold. Yeah, number of units bid upon raw, 3. We did sell those 3. Okay, delete. Okay, and then West has 3 standard factories and an auto factory. Okay, 3 and 1. Yeah, at least they're kind of back in the game a little bit. And poor old North. North just has our 3 standard factories. Just chugging along. Not making much money. Okay. Everybody's paid up for that. We pull a situation card. West Research and Development gives them a 10% bonus. So basically, West had a 10% penalty. They gained that back, so now they can send things through their factory at normal price. There's 9 units available, and they're at least each available for 300. So we will start with, let's see, this is September, and South has it. So South is going to try to buy everything. 9 units at 300, so we're going to go 9 at 500. Okay. West is going to get crazy. I mean, all they can do is go with 9 at 400, and then North is going to try. How much money does North have? North doesn't have much money. We're going to go with 3 at 600. Okay, so 600 for North, 400 for West, and 500 for South. So North gets 2 units, or 3 units. They bid for 3. So North will get their 3 units. And that leaves 6 more units to go to South. Okay, and then 6 goes down to South here. So the only factory right now, I'm keeping kind of track in my head, that's got anything different is North, and they have a penalty of 10%. Okay. September is South. We can start our factories, and we will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at 10,000. Okay. West can't do anything, and then 3 at 6,000, 6,600. North is 6,600. That's going to cost. Okay. I can't do that. Okay. 2 at 4,400? Nope. 1 at 2,200? And no. So we can't manufacture anything. Could take a loan. Is this North? Yeah, North could take a loan. And it's a 1%, so I think I will take that loan now. Oh, no, we've got a loan already. So we've already loaned it. We're at 275. I can sell a factory, but I can't do anything during the manufacturing stage. So those all have to go back. And that was North. Can't put anything there. We'll have to sell it in a little bit. Now, South has done their thing, so that's it for manufacturing, and we can start to sell. And South's the only one that can sell, so they're going to do 3 units at 4,500. And they get their 13,000. We go to the loan phase that they don't need a loan. It's all paid off. No standard orders, and then capital sold. The only person that can really sell capital at this point is North, and they're going to sell a factory at 5,000. To keep operating expenses, so they lose a factory. Okay, that's the end of turn. And we can go to the next turn. Next turn, North will be the El Presidente. And North has 2 factories. And they've got, how many raw materials? 3. Okay. South has... I needed to sell off those 3 units here. Forgot to do that. Delete. Okay, and South has 7 finished. Two and 2, and West has 3 and 1. Okay. We have a pull a card. And the card is 6 units at 500. Okay. Basically, I don't think... The only thing I could maybe do is manufacture with North. I'm not really going to be able to bid on anything. So North doesn't do anything. We go to South, and of course South is going to be aggressive and take 6 units at 700. And West is going to be... They're going to try 6 units at 750. Was there 7 units or 6 units? 6 units at 750. Okay. So they get it. And they get 6 units for West. Okay, and then we start manufacturing. North goes first, and North can do... Wait, that's West. North is sitting at 2,300. North can attempt to sell, to manufacture 1. They do their 1 unit, and it's going to be actually at 2,200. And that brings me to $150. Okay. South doesn't have anything they can manufacture. And then West is going to manufacture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to be at 3,000, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000. Leave me 1,000 left. Okay. South can't do anything. So now we go to the selling, and there's going to be 6 units at 5,500. I'm going to say North can begin the bid with 1 unit at 5,000. Okay. South is going to go with 6 units at 4,000. And West is going to try 5 units. We're just going to say 5 units at 3,000. 3,500. 5 at 3,500. Okay, so 3,500 is the low, I think, 4,000 and 5,000. So West wins 5 units, and there were 6 available. So they can sell their 5, and then I guess South gets 1 they could sell. So let's take those out of commission. Okay. North is looking at $150. They could try to sell a factory. So they'll sell a factory for 5,000. And South is looking good. West is looking okay. Okay, so we can start to go to November. West has November covered, and it looks like West has 3, 1, and 1. Okay. South is going to have your 2 and 2, and then 6. And then finally, North just has 1, 1, and 2. Okay, North has 2 raw, 1 factory, and 1 finished good. Okay. And I think West was the first one to go, so we'll pull a card. Okay, transportation strike East, so it doesn't affect us. And West, there's 5 at 650. I'm going to go with 3 at 800 for West. Okay, North is got 700. We'll say, or no, we can't really, there's no reason to buy anything, so we won't. And then South is going to go with, we'll go with a 5 at 800. Okay, so 5 at 800 for South, and then West was 3 at 800. Okay, so we split it. So West gets their 3, and there was 5 available, and then South gets 2. 3 and 2. 1, 2, 3, and 2. Okay, moving them through the factories here. North can't really do much. How much money do I have left? 3,000. I could send the 1 through, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to go 1. This is actually going to be 2,200. And then we're going to try to sell it for cheap. At least we can try to make it to the last turn. Okay. And West, I should have started with West. They can go 3,000, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then finally, South is looking at 2 for 3,000. Okay, now we can sell. Maximum is at 6,000. I'm going to say that West is going to do 4 at 5,000. North is going to go with 2 at 3,000. And South is going to go with 8 at, let's go 8 at 5,000. So who's selling high? West is selling at 5,000. South is selling at 5,000. North is selling at 3,000. So North sells their 2, which is leaving us with 6. And these two are tied, but West is the senior. So West gets to sell 4 at 5,000. And then that would leave 2 that South could sell. Okay. No loans, no more factories, no more capital. Is North, and they got 6,000. So okay. Last turn of the game, and South is the senior member. South is going to have 6 finished, and then the 2 and 2. Okay, West is pretty much sitting there with their 3 and 1, and then North is got 1 and 1. North doesn't have much going on. Okay. North has a standard factory, and they've got a raw material. And let's just take this out. And they've got 5,000 in loans. Let's just... We'll take that at the end. Okay. South gets to go first. And... oh, we draw a card. And let's see, North Corporation. Oh, North got their bonus, so North gets to. They can run this through at a normal cost. So 9 units are available at 300. So North doesn't. There's no reason why North can buy anything. So let's start with South. South is going to bid 9 at 600. Actually, they could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to say 6 at 600. Okay, and they're going to bid 2, 3, 4, 5 at 500. Okay, so North didn't bid anything. South bid the high one, so they get the 6. And that leaves 3 left over for West. Okay, so 3 and 6. 1, 2, 3, and then 6. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now that would be then we can do our factory thing. Starting with South, they're going to run their 6. Let's see, they've got 6, so that's going to be 3, 6, 7, 8. 8,000. Is that right? 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay. We're going to move this 1 through for 2,000. Better get this 8,000. We've got 2,000 for north. And then I'm going to have 3, 4, 5 for west. Okay, 5 for west. West, where are you? Okay, and 5,000. Okay, and then we can try to sell. Let's start with south. There's only 3 units, and at 4,500, so I'm going to go, south is going to go 3 at 1,000. West is going to go with 3 at 750. Oops, I'm going the wrong direction here. Let's start over. We're going to go 3 at 3,000. Oh, wait. South is going to go 3 at 1,000. That's fine. West is going to go 3 at 2,000. And oops. Again, I'm getting tired here. And then north is going to go with 3, or going to go with 1 at 1,000. Okay, so 1 at 1,000, and then south has 3 at 1,000. So that's going to be, north's going to make 1,000. North is going to make 1,000. Oh, so that's south. 1, okay. And this should be 1,000. And then south is going to make 2 at 1,000. And that is going to be game. So south obviously bought it. West can't, I mean, west is going to be shut out. So, okay, so south had 59,051. West had 13,626. And north had 6,500 minus the $5,000 that they owed in a loan. So they had a 1,500. And you could also include the prices for the factories and finished units. But you can see that I'm going to have, those are going to be worth 4,500 per unit. And for all those finished units, nobody has raw materials. So pretty clearly, south has won this game. So, anyway, that's what I've got. Like I said, it's a hard game to do solitaire, keeping track of all the numbers, and I'm sure I made quite a few errors as I went, and I know there's some errors in my spreadsheets. So, like I say, if you really want to get in on those spreadsheets and fix them, let me know. And if you got a fixed copy, I'll post it with a thank you. I'll make acknowledgement to you in the thing. Anyway, that's what I've got this week. Interesting game. I think it's kind of fun. It runs a little long, but I don't know. I kind of enjoy it. I could play this with the right number of people or the right group of people. I could play this. So anyway, thanks for sticking with me so long, and we will talk to you later. Bye.